Welcome back to my channel Celeb Buzz. Please share and subscribe and press the bell icon for new updates. Why Johnny Whitaker still won't watch this one episode he made? In 1966, Johnny Whitaker was born John Orson Whitaker Jr. on December 13, 1959 in Vienna, California. He was the fifth kid out of 8 children. His parents were Thelma and Johnny Whitaker Sr. From when he was really little, Joni's natural charm and honest way of acting in front of the camera made him special, with his bright red hair, a sweet smile, and something that made people want to watch him. He won over audiences and quickly became famous during a time K was becoming really important in American homes. Johnny Whitaker started his acting job super early, at just 3 years old. He showed a talent and charm that quickly got the attention of people who make commercials. His very first job was in a TV commercial for a local used car place, which was the beginning of a lifelong connection with entertainment business. Even when he was so young, Whitaker was naturally comfortable in front of the camera, something that would soon help him get more visible jobs that lots of people would see. His early work in commercials helped him build a diverse and busy career as a child actor, where he quickly became a face that American audiences knew well. As Whitaker became more well-known, he started appearing in national TV ads for Mattel toy makers, one of the biggest toy companies back then. He was especially remembered for his adorable performance in commercials for Mattel's Animal Yakers toy line, doing the voices for characters like Larry the Lion and Crackers the Parrot. These toys could talk, move, designed to speak when you pulled a cord, which was something new at the time. And Whitaker's lively and decided way of speaking made the toys even more fun for children. His voice work and expressive acting in these commercials helped make the Animal Yakers line successful, helping to make him one of the most recognizable child faces on TV. By 1965, Whitaker's growing career had moved beyond commercials and into TV drama. That year, he got the part of young Scotty Baldwin on the daytime soap opera General Hospital. The way he played the character, who would later become a long-running part of the soap story, was special because of how real his emotions seemed. This role let Whitaker show his acting skills in a more dramatic way, proving his ability to show complex feelings and hold his own with experienced adult actors. Whitaker's career hit another big moment in 1966, when he was chosen for a major Hollywood movie called The Russians Are Coming. The Russians Are Coming. The movie, a Cold War comedy that made gentle fun of American war and Russian stereotypes, starred Brian Keith, Carl Reiner, and Alan Arkin. Whitaker's part may not have been big, but his performance made an impression, especially on co-star Brian Keith. Keith was so impressed with Whitaker's talent and professional attitude that when he was later chosen as the lead in the CBS sitcom Family Affair, he personally suggested Whitaker for the role of his on-screen nephew. His recommendation would change Whitaker's life and make his place in TV history solid. Family Affair, which was on TV from 1966 to 1971, became a cultural touchstone of its time. Whitaker's performance as Jody Davis was central to the show's popularity. The series told the story of a sophisticated bachelor, Bill Davis, played by Brian Keith, suddenly finds himself taking care of 3 orphan children. Whitaker played Jody, one of the twin siblings, alongside Anissa Jones as Buffy, and Kathy Garver as the older sister. The children lived with their uncle in a fancy Manhattan apartment along with Mr. French, Sebastian Cabot, the proper and kind-hearted English butler who added charm and stability to unusual family. Interestingly, Jody and Buffy were originally written to be differentages. But the producers were so impressed by how well Whitaker and Jones worked together, who looked adorable together, that they rewrote their characters to be twins. Whitaker's warmth, humor, and ability to show vulnerability made Jody one of the most loved child characters on TV. While working on Family Affair, Whitaker also continued to take on other roles, showing his range as an actor. In 1968, he guest starred on the famous Western series Bonanza in a touching episode called A Dream to Dream, which was written by series star Michael Landon. The episode, which also featured Red's well-known actress, Julie Harris, let Whitaker show a deeper, more emotional side of his acting skills, playing a young boy in a story thought dealt with themes of hope and imagination during hard times. In 1969, during break periods from Family Affair, Whitaker starred in the Hallmark Hall of Fame production, The Littlest Angel, a touching TV special based on the popular children's story. He played the main angel, a role that needed both comedic timing and emotional depth. He shared the screen with well-known actors Fred Gwynne and Tony Randall, holding his own and a cast-off veteran performers. That same year, he also appeared in an episode of a long-running Western series, The Virginian, again showing his ability to adapt to different genres and tones. Whitaker's versatility, extendido, fantasy, and comedy as well. In 1969, he appeared in Bewitched, the hit magical sitcom starring Elizabeth Montgomery, in an episode called Samantha and the Beanstalk. He played Jack, a modern-day twist on the classic fairy tale character. The following year in 1970, he appeared in the rural comedy Green Acres, first playing a character named Willie in The Confrontation, and later playing Dinky Watson in another episode called The Beeping Rock, that same year. Whitaker also starred in a religious film called A Day for Tanks, made by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, reflecting his personal connection to his religious upbringing and offering him a more thoughtful role as the title character. Following the end of Family Affair, Whitaker continued to find work in TV and film. In 1971, he appeared in a memorable two-part episode of Gunsmoke, further solidifying his reputation as a capable and experienced young actor. In 1973, he transitioned to Saturday morning TV with a lead role in Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, Acid, and Marty Krofft production. Whitaker played Johnny, a boy who befriends a misunderstood sea creature named Sigmund, the whimsical and fantastical Shobacombe. A hit among children, with Whitaker's friendly and approachability being a key factor in its success. His co-stars included Billy Barty, a legendary character actor, and Scott Colden. During the early 1970s, Whitaker also appeared in several feature films, particularly with Walt Disney Studios. Co-starred in Snowball Express, 1972, a slapstick-a-me about a family inheriting a rundown hotel. The Biscuit Eater, 1972, a touching story about a boy and his dog, and Napoleon and Samantha, 1972, where he shared the screen with futurist superstar Jodie Foster in her film debut. These roles further expanded his fan base and showed his ability to carry both comedic and dramatic scenes. In 1973, he achieved one of his most iconic roles, playing the title character in Tom Sawyer, a musical adaptation of the classic Mark Twain novel. His portrayal of the mischievous but good-hearted boy was widely praised and remains one of the most cherished performances of his career. As Whitaker grew older, he began to take a step back from the spotlight, transitioning into roles behind the scenes. In a later interview with Tom Snyder on The Tomorrow Show, Whitaker revealed that he hadn't worked as a computer consultant for CBS, showing his adaptability and intelligence beyond acting. He also became involved in the management side of the entertainment business, joining his sister's talent agency, Whitaker Entertainment. Through this venture, he worked as a talent manager and even managed former child star Dana Plato, who was best known for her role on Different Strokes. His work with Plata showed his continued compassion for other former child stars and his understanding of the unique challenges they often faced. In 1999, Whitaker was honored with the Young Artist, Former Child Star Lifetime Achievement Award at the 20th Youth in Film Awards. This recognition was proof of his lasting legacy and the impact he made on generations of viewers. It acknowledged not only his acting accomplishments, but also his grace in handling the difficult transition from child star to adult professional. In 2012, he returned to entertainment in a new format by co-producing and co-hosting a radio talk show called The Dr. Zod and Johnny Show. Though short-lived, the show allowed Whitaker to connect with fans in a more casual and personal setting, showing his warmth, humor, and insight into Hollywood. The following year, in 2013, Whitaker returned to the stage, appearing in the Judson Theatre Company's production of To Kill a Mockingbird. He played the cameo role of Judge Taylor in this well-known adaptation of the Harper Lee classic. The appearance marked a return to his acting roots and showed he'd continued Passion for performing. In 2016, Whitaker made a nostalgic return to the world of Sigmund and the Sea Monsters with a cameo in Amazon's reboot of the series. In the premiere episode, he played Zach, a grumpy boat owner who provided a humorous counterpoint to David Arquette's quirky sea captain character, Captain Barnabas. The reboot paid tribute to the original show by including cameo appearances from original creators Sid and Marty Krofft as well. For longtime fans, Whitaker's return to the world of Sigmund was a heartfelt reminder of the charm and innocence that defined his early work. Decades may have passed since Family Affair first aired, but for Johnny Whitaker, who played the beloved and wide-eyed Jody Davis on the classic sitcom, the emotional echoes of any particular episode from 1966 still linger. To this day, Whitaker has stubbornly refused to rewatch that specific episode. And his reasons go far deeper than simple discomfort or artistic critique. That episode, often remembered by longtime fans for its soonishly heavy subject matter and touching tone, marked a turning point not only in the show's story, but also in Johnny's personal life as a young actor dealing with fame, grief, and emotional maturity in front of a national audience. At the time, Johnny was only 6 years old, a tender age for any child, let alone one suddenly thrown into the bright and often harsh spotlight of Hollywood. While Family Affair was known for its light-hearted storytelling and heartfelt messages, the episode in question, called Mrs. Beasley, Where Are You?, was emotionally charged and centered around the possible loss of a Bellovetto. It's the iconic Mrs. Beasley doll, symbolizing the children's desperate need to hold on to something stable after losing their parents. Though the storyline may have seemed trivial to adult viewers, for Johnny, it hit her on nerve. The episode required him to show intense sadness, fear, and vulnerability, emotions that, according to later interviews, mirrored his own unspoken worries as a child actor, dealing with separation, uncertainty, and the intense pressure to perform. Behind the scenes, the filming of that episode proved to be particular defect. Whitaker, who had formed a close and almost family-like bond with his on-screen sister, Anissa Jones, who played Buffy, found it emotionally hard-talked-out scenes that forced them to confront loss and the fragile nature of comfort and security. The episode's thumbs reminded him all too clearly of the pressures and emotional toll growing up in the industry where expectations were high and private feelings were often buried beneath rehearsals and retakes. According to Whitaker, he struggled with the emotional intensity the script demanded, and while the director praised his performance, it came at the cost of emotional exhaustion. He later revealed in an interview that the tears seen in the episode were very real and came not only from acting, but from a wellspring of deep unspoken emotions he wasn't ready to confront, adding to the discomfort Johnny has had in recent years. That this episode suddenly became a symbolic reminder of the complicated relationship he had with his childhood stardom. For many child actors, early fame can be a double-edged sword, and Whitaker was no exception. That particular episode came, in his words, capsule of pain. A time in his life when he felt both seen and unseen, cherished by millions, yet isolated. Behind the polished smile-safe Hollywood sets, watching it now, Hesse's would be like reopening an old wound, a return to a moment when he felt vulnerable, overexposed, and emotionally in prep. Furthermore, the episode also marked Onuf, the earliest times Johnny began to see the depth of Family Affair, not just as a TV show, but as a mirror offers to no realities. The show's underlying themes of being orphaned, substitute parenting, and childhood resilience often mirrored unspoken truths in the cast's personal lives. After the tragic death of Anissa Jones in 1976, memories of their shared childhood came bittersweet. That particular episode, which featured some of their most emotionally intimate scenes, became even harder for Johnny to revisit. He has since confessed that the episode, while beautifully acted, is forever linked to the sense of loss he felt notably in the script, but eventually in real life. To this day, fans often ask Johnny if he ever watches reruns of Family Affair. While he's happy to celebrate the show's legacy and grateful for the role it played in shaping his early career, he always draws a line at that one episode from 1966. Not out of shame or regret, but because for him, it's a chapter that represents the raw, unfiltered reality of childhood vulnerability, something he lived through in real time, not just on screen. In a career spanning decades, filled with both highs and personal challenges, Johnny Whitaker's fall sign is not a sign of weakness, but a powerful act of emotional self-awareness. It's a testament to the complexities of being a child star and a touching reminder that sometimes the most difficult stories aren't the ones written into scripts, but the ones we carry quietly in our memories.